But what I say to that is don't let other people's limitations be your ceiling, right? Just because maybe they tried it before and they failed at it doesn't mean I'm going to fail at it. No offense to you, but I'm pretty great. I think I can knock this out the park. It's no shade to you, but I'm going to do what I think works for me. Yep.
Doing numbers like I'm MJ and Dash Jackson and Jordan. Boy, I'm killing y'all boring. Time to give the world what they really need. That's the HOMIE.
Good afternoon, tribe. My name is Darius Lester, the financial philosopher, and this is Mammoth Money Mindset. And today I wanted to speak to you about success. Recently, I was told that, and honestly, it was from a couple people, that I get everything that I say I'm going to get. And it's not something I ever really put any conscious thought to, but when they kind of brought it up to me, I thought about it. For the most part, not everything, right? But for the most part, I do. I said that I was going to start a business, and I started a business. Started a couple businesses. I said that I wanted a family. I went and now I have a family. I said that I wanted a house, and I went and got a house. And the interesting thing about these things is they aren't things that I had before I said that I wanted them. But after I declared that I wanted them, I made sure that I got them. And that brings us to our topic of today, which would be success. Secrets of the successful, 5 things you need to stop doing to become more successful. I don't want this video to run too long, so we're just going to jump into it, right? Number 1, stop giving away your power. And what I mean by giving away your power, I'm talking about making excuses. I'm talking about blaming others. I bring this up first because honestly, it's a pet peeve of mine. I truly dislike when people say the reason that they aren't succeeding at whatever they, claim is success, they say it's because of, their parents. It was because of their brother, their sister, the people around them, the way they were raised. They weren't taught these things. That's why they're not successful. Race, religion, sex. I can't do this because, I'm a Muslim Black woman. That's why I'm not successful. I love what Myron Golden said. Basically, he said that there are 2 different factors, that depend on if you're going to succeed at things. There are contributing factors and there are determining factors. A contributing factor are things outside of you, meaning your parents, your environment, your habitat, where you grew up at, the education that you were given, your race, your sex, all that good things, right? And then there are determining factors. And determining factors are things within us. So basically anything that you're trying to succeed at or that you're trying to do in life, there will be contributing factors. Like I am a Black man. That is a contributing factor. There may be some people who don't like Black men, and that may affect, the way I go about doing things. But then there are determining factors, which is within me. And my determining factor says that regardless, I'm going to do whatever I set my heart out to do. So if my goal is, to become a master sergeant in the military, but we say that the military is racist and they don't like Black men, that's cool. Well, it's not cool, but I understand what you're saying. I understand that maybe when some people look at my package, they might mark me lower than other people because they don't like Black men. That's fair, but I'm going to become a master sergeant. My determining factor is what's going to determine if I actually succeed at that or not. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So basically, some of this point is keep your power. Stop giving it to other people. You're giving it to race. You're giving it to racist, right? You're pretty much saying like, oh, nope, can't do it. I don't got a choice. Because that person's racist, there's no way for me to succeed here. That's not true. That's a factor for sure. Not discrediting that. There's definitely sexist, racist, religious. Is that a word? I don't know. But it's not a determining factor. You are the determining factor. You're the one who will either choose to give up because you believe people are racist. You're the one who's going to choose to give up because, you're a woman or a man. You're the one who's going to choose to give up because of your sexual orientation. That's on you. That has nothing to do with anyone else. All those are contributing factors, but the determining one, the one that actually decides if you're going to accomplish something, that's on you. Uh, keep your power. Be the reason you succeed. All right. So number two. Number two will be stop moving without intention. Intention, I think, is another form of discipline. You wouldn't believe how many people say they want something, but have never actually put thought and planning into getting that something, right? Super easy example. People say, I want to be rich or I want to be wealthy. I guarantee you, if you go ask, 9 out of 10 people, hey, would you like to be wealthy? Yes, I'd love to be wealthy. And it's like, okay, cool. How would you get wealthy? And they're just going to look at you like this because they've never put any thought into it. It's just something they would say. I want to be wealthy. I want to have a big house. I want to have a fancy car. They're just saying all these things without any level of intention. There's no, I want this. Let me sit down for a second and be intentional about figuring out what I need to do to achieve this thing. And then after I figure out what I need to do to achieve that thing, actually go and do it. Like that's being intentional. That's how you're going to succeed at all things, is figuring out what it is, sitting down, blocking out everything else for a couple minutes, right? And actually be like, what do I need to do to get here? And if you can't think of them yourselves, that means you don't have enough information. You need to jump on the handy dandy internet and figure out some more information so you can actually get steps that will lead you to that goal that you want. So, number three, stop avoiding the uncomfortable. This one is humongous because it works in all facets of life, right? Uh, Working out is uncomfortable. Dieting is uncomfortable. Marriage counseling, uncomfortable. Saving money, uncomfortable, right? I'd love to just, have a super ripped body, 6, 8 pack of abs, all that good stuff. But it's super uncomfortable to get up every single morning, work out for an hour and a half, to eat vegetables every single day, every meal, to cut out all the fried foods, to cut out the candy, the snack cakes, the sugar, things like that. All of that's uncomfortable. But the result of going through that uncomfort is that positivity, is that perfect beach body that I want, right? Saving, it's like, man, I'd much rather spend my money on whatever I feel like spending my money on because it's comfortable. But if I save my money and I go through that uncomfort, the result of that is I'll have a whole bunch of money, right? I'll have a savings. I'll be able to start investing in things. I'll be able to, get gifts for my kids or for my wife. Basically, what I'm saying is all of these positive things, pretty much all positivity, all the things that you actually want, come from going through uncomfortable situations or uncomfortable things. So stop avoiding uncomfortable things because everything that you want is on the other side of those. Number 4, stop waiting for the confirmation of success. So something I've noticed recently with, maybe some of the people I work with, I'm doing real estate stuff. I'm trying, right? I'm trying stuff out. I'm learning. And I have a friend who also wants to do real estate things. And I was like, cool. She did this. She paid for this class. She learned this stuff. She did all this. She's put much more money into the education of real estate than I have, right? And I'm like, man, you got it. You got all the systems. You got all this network that you just paid for. You have everything that you should need to go be a successful real estate, investor. So I'm just waiting on her to go off, do stuff. I'm hoping I can learn things from her. But she still has not gone through and purchased any property. And the main reason is, even if there are some properties that look like they're good, they might be fine. She's like, but I'm not 100% sure that this is the one. This might not be the one. This might not be the one. And I noticed a trend. And I've heard that from many people, like, oh, well, this one isn't the one, or I'm not sure that this one's going to work out. Or I think when I was talking to somebody about investing, in the stock market or something, and they were basically saying, you know, is this for sure gonna work out? Is this 100% going to go up? No, nothing is. That is literally the point of an investment. There's not supposed to be 100%. But the secret is you can go and put your time in, your money into things that are 75%. And then after you start them and you get into them, you create that other 25% while you're there. So you get 75% sure about something and then go do it. Go do it. And while you're in it, be flexible, learn, because you're gonna gain so much information just from actually doing. And then while you're in the middle of it, figure out stuff to do to give yourself that extra 25% bump to make sure that it is successful. That's literally what I do. I'm not 100% sure on any of the stuff that I start. Some stuff doesn't work out, some stuff does. I think majority of it ends up working out, and it's just because I'll learn enough to be at least partially confident in doing something, and then I'm open to learning a lot more while I'm in the middle of it, and I'll make adjustments, whether it be, me having to do some of the, maybe I bought a property and then more of it was broken than I thought. So now I'm about to go over budget. Well, I'm open enough to pull up YouTube and learn how to maybe fix a couple toilets or take, some of the waste out, or replace some things myself to save my money on labor to make up for, my naivety of getting a house that needed more work than I thought it did. So yeah, basically that kind of takes us back to the whole contributing factors and determining factors. You're the determining factor on if it's going to work out or not. So stop asking, is this 100% sure? I'm not sure if this is going to. You're the reason. If it works out, it's because of you. If it doesn't work out, it's because of you. Believe in yourself. That's probably a humongous thing over all this stuff. You have to have belief in yourself. I have belief in myself over anything else. If something messes up, it's my fault. If something works out, then it's other people's fault. That's something else. That's leadership stuff. But believe in yourself. All right. And then for the last one, number 5, stop keeping your dreams and goals private. This one is interesting because I guess it's controversial to what most people believe, right? They say, "Oh, don't ever tell anyone your secrets. Don't tell anyone your goals. They're gonna shoot them down or make you feel bad about them and forget them." I don't believe any of that. I tell everyone my goals. I'm super open about it. And honestly, I just did it because I'm open. But there's been so many benefits I've gotten from being so open about my dreams and my goals that I feel like I need to share with people. So, one thing, publicity helps with discipline and accountability. Have you ever noticed that if you just say, like, I don't know, oh, I'm going to stop eating out. If you just tell yourself that, maybe you'll stop eating out, but probably not. You're probably going to keep eating out because there's no outside influence. There's no accountability. No one's going to look at you crazy if you walk in, with a chili cheese dog. But let's say you go to work and you tell your whole office, hey, I'm not going to, eat fast food anymore. And you tell everybody, you stand on your chair and you tell everybody, I, Darius Lester, I'm not going to eat fast food anymore, for lunch, right? Because they're the ones who see you during lunch every day. So now, if tomorrow, if I go and buy a chili cheese dog and I come back into the office, people are going to look at me like I'm crazy. And there'll probably be a couple of people that'll call me out and be like, didn't you say you weren't going to do that? That's good. You need that. You need that in your life. This is nice, passive accountability. It's a beautiful thing about sharing your goals with people, because now if I tell someone I'm going to do this real estate project and I'm going to start this, I feel more pressure to do those things because now I'm expect a negative reaction if I don't do them. The other part of this is people can't help you succeed if they don't know what you're trying to succeed in. There's been so much goodness that I've gotten from people, and it's because I tell everybody what my goals are. Easy example, I try to. A lot of people I end up actually talking to, I tell them, hey, I'm into finances, and I'm into real estate, and I'm trying to learn how to, renovate houses and own them and burr them so that I can get more properties. I need really good deals and people who are just trying to sell their houses. This girl, her landscaper, ended up telling her that another guy's yard that he cuts wants to sell a whole bunch of his old houses because he needs to move out of the state. So he's a motivated seller. And she came and told me because we've had a conversation. And basically, since that guy told her, her first thought was, ooh, Darius told me his goal was to get better at real estate. Let me tell him about these houses. None of that would have ever happened if I was one of those people who was like, ooh, no, I got to keep my goals to myself. People will shoot them down if you tell them. Who cares? Which actually brings me to my next point about this. Negative people will expose themselves so that you can go ahead and move on from them. So tell everybody about your goals. If you tell people about your goals and your dreams and stuff that you're working to achieve and they shoot it down, good. Now you know who not to talk to about your goals and your dreams. They have, shown themselves to be who they are, which honestly, majority of people that do that try to do it because they're trying to protect you from, possible hardship in the future. But what I say to that is don't let other people's limitations be your ceiling, right? Just because maybe they tried it before and they failed at it doesn't mean I'm going to fail at it. No offense to you, but I'm pretty great. I think I can knock this out the park. It's no shade to you, but I'm going to do what I think works for me. Yep, that's it. So those are the 5 things to stop doing if you'd like to be more successful in life. My name is Darius Lester, D, financial philosopher, and this is Mammoth Money Mindset. Thanks for watching.